الحمد لله الذي هدانا لهذا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله لقد جاءت رسل ربنا بالحق. اللهم صل على محمد النبي وأزواجه أمهات المؤمنين وعلى آل بيته كما صليت ربنا على آل إبراهيم إنك حميد مجيد. ثم ما بعد, inshallah, our topic today is about something that we are always concerned about. Every day we wake up is something we concerned about, something we strive for, something somehow or sometimes that preoccupies our thinking and our way of life. That is the concept of Rizq, provision. We're concerned about that every day of our lives. We go to school, study hard to earn a job, to earn a living. We take the car in the morning, take the highway, go to the rat race to earn a living. Think about paying the bills and this and that. All our lives, subhanAllah, revolves, whether we like it or not, around this very fundamental concept of rizq. Why? Because it is the source of our survival. But Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, having realized the importance of that, He gave us in the Quran a very beautiful recipe. And He defined for us what it means rizq. And He gave us a way to really make the rizq look for us instead of us looking for our rizq. And this concept has been, subhanAllah, clearly defined in Surah Talaq, where Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم ومن يتق الله يجعل له مخرجا ويرزقه من حيث لا يحتسب ومن يتوكل على الله فهو حسبه إن الله بالغ أمره قد جعل الله لكل شيء قدرا. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا وَيَرْزُقْهُ مِنْ حَيْثُ لَا يَحْتَسِبُ. And whoever fears Allah, has the taqwa of Allah, and keeps his duty to Allah, that Allah will make a way for him to get out of any difficulty. Number one, we all go into troubles and tribulations and difficulties. And sometimes we always seek ways out of those difficulties. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala here says that the way out of those difficulties is to establish, number one, taqwa of Allah. If you have the taqwa of Allah, then you are guaranteed a way out from any difficulty you may find yourself in, from any hardship that may befalls you. No matter how it is or how big it is, as long as you maintain the concept that we learn in Ramadan, which is taqwa, Allah is guaranteeing us, inshallah, a way out. And there is a story that really exemplifies this concept of taqwa in relationship to having a way out of difficulty. The story is of Al-Imam Al-Hasan Al-Basri rahimahullah. Al-Hasan Al-Basri was a scholar. He was a man of Allah, a man of God, insan Rabbani. He feared Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And he lived at a time of a very tyrant ruler. His name is Al-Hajjaj ibn Yusuf al-Thaqafi at the time of the Abbasid dynasty. Al-Hajjaj is known in the history as one of the rulers who had an iron fist. He wouldn't think twice about chopping the head of people. He was really a tyrant, a dictator. And because of this, Hasan al-Basri felt that this man has gone above and beyond his limits. And he wanted to remind him that no matter how you think you're strong, no matter how much strong you think you are, indeed you are not strong, Allah is stronger. And if you think you have an iron fist around the people, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has a fist around your neck and He can take you anytime He wants. So one day, Hassan al-Basri stood in the minbar in a khutbah of Friday, of a Jumu'ah. And he gave a khutbah directly to Al-Hajjaj, reprimanding him for what he did. The people of Al-Hajjaj, his ears were there. So by the time they heard that, they took the message to who? To Al-Hajjaj. They said, listen, the Shaykh, this is what he said today about you. They said, Al-Hajjaj, when he gets really upset, he changes positions. So by the time he heard that, he stood up. And his eyes turned red. And he said, Alayya bis-sayyaf. He says, bring the sayyaf. And the sayyaf is the person whose job was to cut off the head. So they brought the sayyaf, and they brought the nut'. The nut' is a big piece of plastic that they gather around so that when the execution happens, the blood will scatter around that. And the sayyaf was standing there, and the scene has been established. So Al-Hajjaj told them, go get it. So they went. And they went to Al-Hasan al-Basri. They said, Al-Hajjaj wants you. They said, okay. So he went with them. By the time he entered into the room of Al-Hajjaj, Al-Hasan al-Basri cast his eyes. He saw everything and he understood what's going to happen. And all he did is he mumbled few words that nobody could hear. He mumbled. By the time he finished mumbling, Al-Hajjaj stood up and he said, welcome! Welcome, Shaykh, come! And he started bringing him closer until he made him sit next to him. And he gave him perfume. And he gave him money. And he said, Shaykh, go say whatever you want. You're free. The people who were there were so surprised. They said, what made Al-Hajjaj all of a sudden change his mind? Because the scene was set for something totally different. For an execution of the Shaykh. So they wanted to find out. So when the Hassan left, they went to him. They said, by Allah, if you knew what was going to happen to you and what Al-Hajjaj was preparing for you, you wouldn't have come with us. But we saw that by the time you said something, the Hajjaj's attitude completely changed from a person who was hard, harsh, and ilmi into a friend. What did you say? He said, by Allah, as I only said a few words. I said, talking to who? To Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. I said, Allahumma ya maladi fi kurbati, wa mu'nisi fi wahshati, ij'al niqmatahu alayya bardan wa salaman, kama ja'alta an-nara bardan wa salaman ala Ibrahim. He said, oh Allah, oh you who is my friend at the time of hardship, and you are the one who gives me company at the time of loneliness. I ask you, oh Allah, to make his enmity towards me bard wa salam. The same way you made fire bard and salam for Ibrahim. He didn't get burned. By the time he finished these words, what did Allah do? Immediate response. Changes the attitude of the heart of Al-Hajjaj. Why? Because Al-Hasan al-Basri had the taqwa of Allah. وَمَنْ يَتَّقِ اللَّهَ يَجْعَلْ لَهُ مَخْرَجًا. From any difficulty. Brothers and sisters, we all go through tribulations. We all go through hardship, and it is only a test of what? Of our taqwa. And as long as we keep the taqwa of Allah, we are guaranteed a way out, inshallah. That's number one of taqwa. That's one result of taqwa. The second one is the rizq, the provision, what we need to survive, the house that we need, the shelter that we need, the children, the family, the money, the food that we want to eat, the peace of mind that we always want to have so that we're not going to be indebted or people want things for us so we can pay them off. All these things and tribulations of provision, Allah guarantees for us that as long as we have the taqwa of Allah, Allah will provide for us. You know, some of the scholars, they understood how Allah is the only sole provider, so they used to make a dua, some of the scholars. And the dua was, Allahumma ya raziq al-bughathi fi ushihi urzuqna. Allahumma, oh Allah, ya raziq al-bughath. Al-bughath is the baby bird of the crow. You know the black bird, the crow? The baby bird. It is said that when the egg opens, the crow egg opens, the little baby bird, it comes out white in color. So his parents, when they see that color, they deny him. So they don't feed him. Because he's alien. The color is not the same. So he became strange. So they don't feed him. So the birds don't feed their baby. And what happens? Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will push insects to that little bird to live on until his feathers become black, and then his parents will feed him. So they said that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala provides for that. We said, oh Allah, you who provides this kind of bird, oh Allah, provide for us. And you know that Allah provides, the sole provider for everything. Every living thing. So the rizq is connected with taqwa, brothers and sisters. As long as we have taqwa, our rizq is guaranteed from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. You know, some of the scholars, they say, if people have the true taqwa of Allah, their rizq will look for them instead of them looking for their rizq. Imagine that your rizq will come to your house, right? That whatever you need, Allah will provide for you. So connect with Allah. And this is the value of taqwa. And when we learn this really is in the month of Ramadan, because the end of the result of fasting is لَعَلَّكُمْ تَتَّقُونَ. Also, rizq, provision, is connected also to another aspect, which is reliance on Allah. Right? Rizq is there. It is guaranteed. The taqwa will make the rizq come. Not only that, it will increase it, inshallah. It will put blessings, Allah will put blessings in your rizq. You have $5, it is as if you have $20. Allah will put barakah in that rizq. Whatever food you buy, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will put blessings in it, so you will eat from it 2 or 3 days. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala does that. So, the rizq is there. But we have to really make sure that as we carry the taqwa, we also do the work. We rely on Allah. And the reliance on Allah means that we do what it takes to get the rizq. Because the Prophet ﷺ said about this. He said, لَوْ تَوَكَّلْتُ عَلَى اللَّهِ حَقَّ تَوَكُّلِهِ لَرَزَقَكُمْ كَمَا يَرْزُقُ الطَّيْرُ تغدو خماصا وتروح بطانا. The Prophet ﷺ said, if you rely on Allah truly, He will provide for you the same way He provides for the birds. They go in the morning with an empty stomach, but they come back to their nests in the evening with a full stomach. But how do they do that? Does Allah put food in their mouth? No. He gave them beaks. And He put their rizq there, and you see the bird always doing what it takes to get the rizq. Working for it. Working for it. Not saying, oh, well, I have a brother, or somebody will work for me. Well, Allah will provide. And you just sit there. No. You've got to work. Umar radiallahu anhu, one day, he gave a khutbah. On Friday, on Jumu'ah, he gave a khutbah. And when he finished the khutbah, the salat finished, everything finished, everybody left the masjid. Except of a group of people who were sitting all the way back in the masjid. So when he saw that, he found it very strange. Because everybody left, because Allah says in the Quran, وَإِذَا قُضِيَتِ الصَّلَاةُ فَانْتَشِرُوا فِي الْأَرْضِ وَابْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِ اللَّهِ وَاذْكُرُوا اللَّهَ كَثِيرًا لَعَلَّكُمْ. Allah says in the Quran, in Surah Al-Jumu'ah, when the salat is finished, what do? Disperse on the earth and what? وَابْتَغُوا مِنْ فَضْلِ, means go work, earn your living. So he saw those people sitting there. So he went and said, مَنْ أَنْتُمْ رَحِمَكُمُ اللَّهُ, who are you? May Allah have mercy on you. They said, oh, Ya Amir al-Mu'mineen, نحن متوكلون. He said, oh, commander of the believers, we are reliers. We rely on Allah. You know what he said? He said, لا, بل أنتم متأكلون. No, you are people who want the other people to feed them. You are waiting for free food. Get out of here. And he started beating them out with his, toe to get them. Go get a job. This is not what Allah. This is completely alien to what Allah says. You are not really fulfilling the concept of taqwa. Because Allah says, when the salat is finished, what do? You do what Allah tells you to do. Subhanallah. So the rizq has to be relied also on tawakkul. On our working, and then our working has to be working hard and working honest, earning halal money. Number two, the source also, the source of rizq is also silatul rahim. Silatul rahim, visiting the in-laws, having a close relationship with what? With your in-laws, with your brothers, with your sisters. Always visiting them, calling on them, checking on them. Silatul rahim. Because the Prophet ﷺ said in the hadith related in Bukhari, he said, من سره أن ينسأ له في أجله ويوسع له في رزقه فليصل رحمه. The Prophet ﷺ said, whoever really wants that his life will be long, if you want to have a long life, if you want your umrah to be expanded, and you want your rizq, your provision to be ample, to be much, then have a relationship with your family. Have silatul rahim. Visit them. Even though if they don't visit you, visit them. If they don't call you, call them. If you have a problem with them, be always the one who says salam alaikum. If they don't gift you, then send them gifts. Right? Because as long as you do that, your rizq will be ample. Right? And your life, inshallah, will be expanded. And may Allah expand our life to do that which is good for us in this life and much better for us in the hereafter. And then the third thing, and I will finish with this, of rizq is istighfar. Always make istighfar. People say, I don't think I commit a sin to make istighfar. No. Because the Prophet ﷺ said, by Allah, I make istighfar to Allah 70 times a day. He is Prophet ﷺ, and yet he's making istighfar. How about us, who sin every minute, every second? If we don't sin with our eyes, we sin with our mouth. If we don't sin with our mouth, we sin with our thinking. We think wrong. Subhanallah. May Allah forgive us. So istighfar is a means, is a key to rizq. Why? Because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says in the Quran, talking about Nuh alayhi salam. He said, فَقُلْتُ Nuh alayhi salam said, فَقُلْتُ اسْتَغْفِرُوا رَبَّكُمْ إِنَّهُ كَانَ غَفَّارًا. Nuh telling his people, say, make istighfar to Allah because Allah is the most forgiving. يُرْسِلِ السَّمَاءَ عَلَيْكُمْ مِدْرَارًا. Allah will make the rain pour down on you. And rain is the source of everything. Right? وَيُمْدِدْكُمْ بأموال وبنين ويجعل لكم جنات ويجعل لكم أنهارا. Subhanallah. Look what Allah says. If you make istighfar, rain will come down. If you make istighfar yourself, Allah promises you ويمددكم بأموال. He will give you money. أموال. A lot of money. وبنين, and a lot of children. ويجعل لكم جنات. In the hereafter He will give you paradise. Not only one. جنات. ويجعل لكم أنهارا. He will give you rivers that flow. Only because we maintain what? Istighfar. All the time. Astaghfirullah al-azim alladhi la ilaha illa huwa al-hayyul qayyum wa atubu ilayh. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make us among those who make istighfar. Amen. And those whose istighfar is accepted by Allah. Amen. So Allah will provide for us that which is good for us in this life and better for us in the hereafter. سبحانك اللهم وبحمدك اشهد ان لا اله الا انت استغفرك واتوب اليك. اللهم صل على محمد وعلى ال محمد كما صليت على ابراهيم انك حميد مجيد وجزاكم الله خيرا.